Hello, I'm Greg McKenzie, the founder of the InsideOut Clothing Project, and today we're launching our first chat series. It's called InsideOut Talks, where we simply talk to people on the front line of change. And this week we have two of our designers from the project, Tashan and Lawrence. You want to say a few words?
Hi everyone, welcome to our first team talk. I hope everyone stays tuned and please share.
Lawrence?
I just want to say hi everybody. Thank you for tuning in and hope you guys enjoy the video.
Right, so big questions, big topics. We've got 10 minutes and we literally talk about an issue or issues that affect young people leaving the criminal justice system. So first question of the week is, do you think the criminal justice system is there to help rehabilitate, or do you think it's hindering some people that are currently in prison?
Good question. I think obviously everyone's experience is different. My personal experience, I think it definitely more hinders than rehabilitates. I've definitely seen more examples of the justice system holding prisoners back and using their crimes against them than I've seen cases of it actually providing opportunities, giving work opportunities and helping sustain family ties. So I'd have to say it actually hinders them.
And your experience in terms of that being incarcerated and what that's like in terms of rehabilitation, did you feel there was enough of that happening when you spent time inside?
No, the rehabilitation doesn't happen. Like, if you even look at like statistically, well, a lot of people that are in jail actually have mental health in it. So instead of them just like they're just locking them up, it's like, oh, you have mental health problems. Let me just lock you up. Like, it doesn't really make sense. Most time, if they offered counselling as an alternative, that would actually be better. There needs to be more alternatives rather than just locking people up, because prisons are even full anyways. So if prisons are so filled up, then there needs to be other outlets. You can't just keep locking people up, because then they're gonna come back. Either one, the rehabilitation rate is higher, so they come back anyways. So if it was really gonna work, it would have worked. Do you get what I mean?
And is counselling offered to everyone, or is that kind of something you've got to ask for once you're inside?
Yeah, I didn't hear nothing about counselling. I don't think there was anyone that I met in there that actually said, oh yeah, like, I'm off to counselling. So yeah, no, I didn't hear nothing about counselling. I don't even know if that's something that they offer in there. And I'm sure if they do, there's a long waiting list and it goes to people that have got drug dependency or alcohol dependency. So they would be first in line. Unless you got one of them two things, I don't think you'd get access to that, to be honest.
And in terms of getting out and being out, in terms of what's on offer, would you find that was there an opening in different organisations, or did people come into the jails to meet you before you got out, or how was that? Or you just your sentence is done, you're out?
No, the only people that come to meet you is like catch 22 to ask you if you're homeless. Other than that, no one's really meeting you. So it's a thing like that. And also, like, yeah, you can do courses within the, but the courses within there, you don't even get your stuff when you're out. Do you get what I mean? Like, there's guys that do CSCS. I did the CSCS course when I was in there, and then I never got the CSCS card. So I have to read. If I wanted to do that, I'd have to redo the course anyways. It doesn't make sense.
And I think in terms of creativity, because you guys are quite creative, especially on the Inside Out project, you've designed clothes and the designs. So do you think, in terms of creativity, what role does creativity and identity play with young people rebuilding their lives? Do you think it helps in terms of being able to be expressive creatively?
I definitely think on both sides of the fence, like people that are serving their time, they're incarcerated, whatever, it definitely keeps their sense of identity because it's something that's personal to them. It's something that only they can speak about, so it's their story. And I also think when you get released from prison, you also keep that creativity. Like, I've seen a lot of people, their personality doesn't change. They're still the same person. They still like what they like, whether that's making music, writing books. Some people do loads. They do a few different things. So, like, I have a friend that's a lifer. He makes music. He also writes books. He also does business plans. And he wants to get into soliciting. So if he ever does get in trouble, or someone that he knows gets in trouble, he knows the law as well as he should. So I definitely think being creative in all mannerisms helps you keep your sense of identity, and it's very important to sustain that as best as you can.
What do you make of that? Because I know you're quite creative as a musician as well.
I love creativity, bro. Like, even me myself, I've got an artist name, obviously Sneaky, and like with me, it's a thing where it's like a lot of people, that's the outlet, like, because it's a thing where it's like you can't do certain things. Like, there's a thing where it's like with creativity, it's like you're born with it. It's not like you can't really teach yourself to be creative, because that doesn't even make sense. How can you teach a creative thing? So it's a thing where it's such a skill that we're born with, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't have the outlets to fund it, or they don't have outlets to do certain things. So it's like there's so much wasted potential within the prison that is actually hurtful. Like, do you know how many guys I see draw? Can do a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff with very limited resources, they still manage to do it, and it's a thing where it's like that should be nurtured instead of punished. Do you get what I mean? Because I feel like they have all of those resources, but because they don't know how to monopolize on it, they don't know how to do what it is with it, then they're just kind of stuck. Do you get what I mean? It really feels for them, because I was one of the people as well. I was very creative, but like I was stuck. So I was like, I don't know how to fund this. So then I had to go to crime. Like the first, if I can speak candidly, the first thing I ever did when it came to crime, I was just doing that to fund for studio. I just wanted to fund for studio time, but obviously my parents, they tried the best they can, but they couldn't afford studio. They couldn't afford nothing like that. So of course I had to go down that path.
Just in terms of where you two have come, I mean, you're doing amazing. You're working, you also work with Inside Out. You're an artist, you also work at Inside Out. So kind of looking back and kind of final thoughts, what would you tell your 14-year-old self?
We're gonna make it. We're gonna do what we love to do. We just have to. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take so long, but we're eventually going to do it. It just takes ages. That's what I tell myself. It just takes ages, but it's a thing where it's like once you actually put your foot forward and do it, like you're gonna wish that you started sooner.
And for you, Tasham?
I'll definitely say anything is possible. I've definitely now been in rooms that I never thought I would get into. Been with a lot more industry people that I never thought I would meet unless I bought like a ticket to their show, for example. Also different people like CEOs at the Bank of England. Never even knew there was a CEO for the Bank of England. So definitely anything is possible. And also save. Like a lot of people go down the path of wasting money on things that actually don't matter. In the real world, they don't matter. When you're in a room with people that are actually really financially stable and very much rich, they don't really care what you're wearing. They're not fussed about that. They want to know what you bring personality-wise, what you bring business-wise, where your mentality is, what skills do you have. So none of the stuff that you waste your money on in your younger years, they matter. So make sure you're financially stable and yeah, just believe in yourself, because you're the only person that's going to change your life. No one ain't going to do it for you.
Wow. And on that note, we end our first ever Inside Out Talks, and tag someone you think needs to hear what you've just heard, and follow us on our social media. Be more next week.